So back in 2019, I attended the Wild Southwest Rally for the first time, and that was the first time they held it. Now, for some strange and unknown silly reason, with plenty of big bikes at home, I decided to take my Honda Cub with a 60-mile tank range. Yes, dreadful, and it's of course 260 miles, and I did this trip in November. Now, I made some mistakes. I went along the A303, and it took me 7 hours and 30 minutes to do. And for some strange reason, I decided to give it a go again and try and beat my personal record. Right, good morning. We are a little ways in already. Gonna head down to Cornwall. Yeah, hanging about. So I left my home at roughly 7 o'clock in the morning, just as the sun is coming up, and yes, 260 odd miles to get down to the Wild Southwest Rally in the Britannia Inn in St Austell, Cornwall. Luckily though, my Honda Cub can do around 180 miles between fill-ups and has a cruising speed of around 45 to 50 miles an hour. So this time, with that in mind, I decided to take a slightly slower route. I decided to go down the A272 and then flip down to the A35 down to Dorchester. So I know I can do about 100 and a bit miles on my main tank. So as I was going along the dual carriageway, I realised, well, I've done about 100 miles today. I need to now lean over and swap over to the front tank, which has at least another 80 miles in it, which isn't too bad. And you can see my cruising speed of around 50 miles an hour there. So it was going quite well. Yeah, I'm never fond of these long stretches. This is on the A31 going through the New Forest area. Yeah, I'm not fond of these long stretches at all. I had just enough speed though to overtake a few things. So the Cub has a cruising speed of around 50 miles an hour, but if you want to pin it for a while, you can get it to about 60 mile an hour or just over, but it does scream its head off. I don't like holding it there. It's nice to know that I wasn't the slowest thing on the road. I swear I stuck behind this van driver for ages and he was going so slowly. Right, lift up once on this road trip, on the way down, and once on the way back. So the first time I did this trip, I had to keep unloading and reloading all my luggage every 60 miles, which was like every 2 hours or so. I had to redo all my luggage. Luckily with this bike, I only have to do it once. So I had to unload all my luggage to fill up both petrol tanks and then reload the luggage again to go again. So that's why I reckon I lost so much time just doing that alone. Like, it takes a few minutes to get this all off and a few minutes to get it all on and re-secure. So massive time lost there. So I left at 7 o'clock in the morning. It was now just after 10. So filling up, leaving about 10:30 after a quick break and all that, and back on the road. So that's 3.5-ish hours, and I was at my halfway mark. So going pretty well the day was. Next up, now, I don't really talk while I'm riding the bike, especially on these long days or anything like that, because, talking, losing saliva, all that makes me thirsty, makes me want to stop. That's another reason to stop. So I just want to keep stopping to a minimum. Going up these long hills was a bit of a struggle. The bike did drop down to like 35 mile an hour, which is a bit worrying when you've got cars coming up behind you doing 70. So yeah, I just like to do a little weave or a little swerve to make myself more noticeable. But yeah, that van with the tyre in I overtook ages ago, and he finally overtook me back. I filtered past him through some traffic. In the distance we can see the sea, so I was getting closer and closer. It was going very well along the coast, very nice. And the weather was now finally started to warm up. Right, so I was going along the A30, decent clip, 50 mile an hour, no problems. A30 is just really, really boring, etc, etc, and I got pulled over. Now, there's a couple of cars that got pulled over. Well, this car was just parked there, he just, whatever. I got pulled over, and I thought, well, I wasn't speeding, what are they going to have a go at me for? I quickly, I took my helmet off, I was waiting for them to come over, but they just kind of like drove past and waited on the exit. And I thought, and they just said 2 minutes or whatever. So I was like, okay, fine. That gives me enough time to have a quick sandwich and send a text maybe to a friend, let them know I'm definitely on the way. Still, just, I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, basically after a couple of minutes, I don't know if I'm going to get it on video here or not. Let's see if I get it on video. But basically what happened is a car shot past really, really quickly with a couple of other cop cars chasing him, and then these 2 other police cars joined the chase. So they kind of like, I guess they wanted me like off the road for a split second, and then they also were like just waiting for like this car to go past so they could take him out or chase him or something. But yeah, I never caught up with them or never saw any police crashes or anything like that later on this ride, so I don't know where it went. So the problem is running a Honda Cub at high speeds through long periods of time, especially down the A30 or whatever, bolts start to come loose. I didn't find it out till next day, but one of my chain adjuster bolts had disappeared, so obviously it had loosened off and rattled up. Luckily I had a bit of string on me, and I had some spare bolts, and I managed to put that back on, and the rear wheel was still in alignment. Oh my goodness, here we are. 6 hours. What's that? That's 45? Hey up.
You alright? How you doing?
Yeah.
Got your tickets? Or are you sorting out of them?
Well, I've got them.
Oh, right,
But
yeah.
I left them at home.
Oh, that's right. Well, you Steve will know.
Or Macca's around?
Yeah, Mac is around here. I ain't got a radio, so...
Yeah, that's alright.
Go see Pete. Pete will tell the story about it.
That's alright.
Go see Pete. Go see Pete maybe with a beard here. He'll park you out somewhere. Yeah.
Hey matey!
Oh, yeah.
You alright?
It made it again, didn't it? How you doing?
Good boy on that, have you?
That was Portsmouth where you live, isn't it?
Gatwick.
Oh, Gatwick.
260 miles. 260.
Hell, man.
260 miles.
A nice seat. Have you got enough fuel taps and that on that? All right, like.
Well, I've got 2 tanks. So.
Go further. Hell. Have you still got that push bike you won?
Yeah.
You still got it?
Right, so the results. To get from my place down to Cornwall, 260 miles, it took 6 hours, 46 minutes and 30 odd seconds or so before I finally hit the stop button. But yes, not bad going, if I don't say so myself. It cost me approximately 10 litres of fuel. That was around 120 miles to the gallon it was doing. So not the best. It would definitely do a lot better if I wasn't holding the throttle wide open at all times. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, whatever. Coming up will be probably a rally video and maybe a nice scenic ride home.